Here it is. It's your boy Flat Archie 5000 about to hit you with some more of this ism. What we're going to talk about today is the Moors. Not so much the historical Moors, but the Moors of this day and time, specifically MSTA Moors. And the reason why there's no unification among the temples. And it pretty much boils down to this. As you all know that, it was Prophet Noble Jew Ali who established the Moorish Science Temple. It's actually the ancient Canaanite temple at one time. But the reason why there's no unification among the Moors in comparison specifically to like the Nation of Islam, where you see a lot of unification going on there, and a lot of businesses being erected under the tutelage of Farrakhan, who was the successor of Elijah Muhammad. And you see that, they have a program of discipline, and if you was to compare the Moorish Science Temple to the Nation of Islam, you would see that there's more progress going on in the Nation of Islam as opposed to the Moorish Science Temple. And it all boils down to this. After the Prophet crossed over into the spiritual realm, well, before he crossed over into the spiritual realm, he appointed another Moor by the name of Emil to be his successor, who was supposed to carry on the teachings and usher in the Moorish Science Temple to a higher plateau. But there was another Moor by the name of C. Kirkman Bey. And C. Kirkman Bey was more popular during his time. So after the Prophet crossed over into the spiritual realm, you had Moors who did not want to follow Emil, who was declared to be the Prophet's successor. And you had those who gravitated towards C. Kirkman Bey, who was more, from my understanding, he was more skilled in law, and as well as the fact that he was a Freemason. So yes, he was a Moor, part of the Moorish Science Temple, and he was also a Freemason, mind you, which is a conflict of interest. And I'll discuss that, in a few more minutes. But as far as Emil, he was the rightful successor of the Prophet. And the wars actually took place by the mere fact that C. Kirkman Bey pretty much took the throne of power, and he had a bunch of Moors who were willing to pretty much follow him. And it caused a big disruption, internal disruption within the Moorish Science Temple. Mind you, let me just add this. You have those who are concealers of the light, and you have those who are revealers of the light. True Moors who stand on their square are and stand close to the Prophet are revealers of the light. And those who are Masons who have ulterior motives, by playing both sides of the gate, one foot in the lodge and another foot within the temple, they appear to be concealers of the light. Now, the conflict of interest is this, is that you can't serve two masters at once. It's either either you going with the left or you going with the right. When you go to the crossroads, you have to make a determination on which direction you're going to go, which is reflective of the fact of reason why we have so much misinformation going on in the temples nowadays, and the reason why most of the temples do not get along with one another due to the fact of historical issues that took place that was never resolved. If you were one to take notice, just on Facebook, you have a bunch of Moors from different temples who don't get along with one another. Some of them follow Emil, some of them follow C. Kirkman Bey. Some of them follow the chauffeur of Prophet Noble Jew Ali, which was John Givens Ill, who claimed to be a reincarnated prophet, as well as you had other Moors who claimed to be reincarnated prophets, as well as even female Moors who took on a title as being reincarnated prophet. Reincarnated prophet of a Noble Jew Ali. So therefore, you have those who are under the guise of the Moorish Science Temple, but yet they have different philosophies and they have different agendas as far as the direction of where the Moorish Science Temple is supposed to go. There's a lot of controversy taking place by the mere fact that is spoken of within the Moors, among the Moors, that C. Kirkman Bey turned the Moorish Science Temple into a 501c3 corporation, which is actually a conflict of interest towards the foundation of what Prophet Noble Jew Ali established. So thus, we have wars on different levels, and we also have a lot of misinformation. Just, the whole demonstration of filing certain paperwork with the courts and claiming your sovereignty, and different ways on how to claim your sovereignty to be recognized within these Eurocentric courts. You'll see that pretty much nobody has a one way on how to demonstrate. You have different philosophies, you have different ideologies, and pretty much that's the reason why there's no unification among the Moors. You have different people, you have different Moors following other Moors, and you have different Moors who interpret Prophet Noble Jew Ali's message different ways. So thus, it's nothing but controversy and chaos. But what I would like to point out is the fact that a lot of the controversy and chaos, from my understanding, came by way of a lot of these Moors who had one foot in the temple and one foot in these Masonic lodges. So thus, a lot of these Moors held allegiance to the Masonic lodge and infiltrated the Moorish Science Temple, and intentionally miseducated people on who the prophet was, what he stood for, and what direction the temple was designed to actually go. And it's causing a lot of controversy and chaos, especially for new Moors who are just coming into this information. Even the whole demonstration of driving without a license, or should you drive with a license, navigating the 7 seas. It's chaos. It's chaos, and I'm just pointing this out because I was nationalized. Let's see, about 10 years ago. And, and these are just certain things that I have personally experienced, as well as traveling to other different temples as well, and seeing how, other Moors reacted towards, just different temples. And, the controversy and the chaos runs real deep, and it's also reflective of how the Moors fell historically. It was due to and allowed other foreign nations to come in and infiltrate us due to the mere fact that we weren't together as one. We didn't move as one. We didn't march to the same beat, which allowed foreigners to come in and infiltrate us and pretty much cause even more confusion amongst us, which ultimately resulted to us falling as a nation. At one point in time, we were known to be the mothers and fathers of civilization, which is actually true. We've saved different nations over and over again, time and time again, but yet and still within this day and time, we just can't seem to get it together. And it's due to the fact of, us going to war with our higher self and our lower self. And it appears as if the lower self is uh, beginning to be victorious over the higher self, which is reflective of the mere fact of why we're in the condition that we're in, and we have yet to take our positions within government. We're still filing certain paperwork to be recognized by these Europeans that are sitting in our positions, our seats of government. And it's turned into like a circus attraction where we're like hamsters on a treadmill running in place, whereas if we have big dreams of moving this nation forward, but yet and still we have yet to put our petty differences aside, yet and still it's also reflective of the fact of why these Europeans who are sitting in our seats of government have yet to take us serious, by the mere fact we have yet to take our own self serious, and we have yet to clean up house and get those who are loyal to the prophet out of the house, and put them in positions of power, and sweep those who are not loyal to Prophet Noble Jew Ali's program out of the temple. You know what I'm saying? And this your boy Flat Archie 5000. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this and go a whole lot deeper as to the reason why we're in the condition that we're in right now, and point out those who are with the light and those who are with the darkness. It's your boy Flat Archie 5000. I'm out. Peace.